Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. Got the cup. It's news. News again. Sorry. Slowly killing the channel. That's what you tune in for. Was just come back from the foot doctor. That was good. Yeah, well, it's all. I don't know. Is it the end game for the Ukrainians? I don't know. It looks like Moscow's pushing forward into Kiev, and columns of tanks just a few miles of the outskirts of the capital. They bombed a maternity hospital yesterday, which was pretty awful. Meanwhile, Sergei Lavrov, who's Ukraine's, I guess he's Putin's deputy, says that Russia didn't attack Ukraine, and said that it's been a pathetic outcry over maternity hospital bombing. That's nice. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry admits that they did use thermobaric vacuum bombs in Chernihiv. These are war crimes, aren't they? You saw the footage of the maternity hospital bombed. This is a war crime, and yet we still let it go on. We let Putin do what he wants, but the UK have sanctioned Roman Abramovich. Chelsea can't sell any tickets or anything. They are now out in the cold. Those chickens came home to roost. So yeah, don't know what Chelsea's going to do, because they're banned from selling tickets, merchandise, and there's a transfer ban. They can't do anything. And a lot of of the Russian oligarchs have been hit. But yeah, I can't show you this footage of the bombing at the maternity hospital in Ukraine, and it's not good. None of it's good. But good news, folks. We're going to have a little mini heat wave. I reckon that the southeast is going to have a 60 degree mini heat wave. So get out there, slap on the sun cream before we have World War III and nuclear winter. Oh dear. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. Oh, again, it's all so miserable, isn't it? The stories. I mean, it's just. Meanwhile, Twitter are actually launching what they call an onion version of its site, and it's going to be using the dark web, so they can bypass Russian censorship. So if you've got access to the dark web in Russia, you can get your news straight from Twitter. Oh God, that's a terrible thought. Oh dear. Not a good thing. Are we getting on to any good stories? No. I was reading a good news story. Now, we've talked about gaps between albums. You remember when Peter Gabriel, there was a big gap between his album? It was like, I don't know, was it 12 years? 10 years? I can't remember. Then Kate Bush beat that record. Yeah? Well, MC5, those I think they're from Chicago. Rockers from Chicago have beaten all that, because MC5 are going to have a new album coming out. Gap of 51 years. They're going to kick out the jams. Indeed they are kicking out the jams. But yeah. Oh, it's just misery. Economic shock, they reckon, since 1973 the UK is facing because of the oil crisis. Again, this has been very convenient for our government, because it can just blame rising fuel and energy prices and cost of petrol and the cost of living. They can blame it all on this Russian-Ukraine conflict instead of actually doing something about it. Funny that. So yeah. But yeah, there's no good news today. It's all misery. So I'm good job I've been saving stuff in the special folder. Mind you, this is one. This is it. As a follow-on to the story the other day I covered, where I was saying how there are a number of American companies still operating in Russia. McDonald's, KFC, uh, Pepsi, Coca-Cola have all suspended their operation, which is a good thing. We need more of that. We need to make the people miserable so they can oust Putin. We need to inspire them. But yeah, one desperate Russian, he was desperate. He went running out when he heard that McDonald's were planning on closing their operation. He went rushing out, and he posted his haul. He filled his fridge with McDonald's, and he posted the picture to Reddit. Apparently, he's got at least 50 McDonald's burgers in his fridge, so that's good. And apparently, people have been selling Big Macs and quarter pounders for how much did they say? Was it 250? That wouldn't be right. Yeah, 250. They're selling Big Mac meals for 250 quid on the black market. That's one expensive burger, isn't it? But yeah, even Amazon are halting product shipments to Russia and cuts off Prime Video access. I think, are Netflix doing the same? It'd be good if they were, wouldn't it? But yeah, we need more of this, more action. More action. So let's go for the funny folder. I've got quite a few stories for you in a funny folder. This is the story. Let's do an animal. We like animal stories. This is the story of Pepper, the brainy border collie, who got separated from his owners. They were going out for a walk, and Pepper got separated. This was up at Stevenage, and luckily for Pepper, brainy border collie, because he waited at the bus. He found his way to the bus station, waited for the number 7 bus, and this is the actual picture of him getting off the bus. There you go. He knew where to go. Someone on the bus actually recognised the dog and phoned his owners and said, "Your dog's on the bus." So they met him at the bus stop. Now that's a really clever dog. He was. Some say he was taking advantage of bark and ride. I don't write these. I just nick them from the Sun website. Honest, Gov. Honest. But you're going to like this story. This is the story of Dominic Murphy, who's an artist, and he's very accomplished artist, and he's raising money for his profits to the Ukraine war. And one of his pictures he's done is of I don't know if you recognise him, Vladimir Putin himself. But yeah, Dominic Murphy has been using dog shit to paint his picture. So it really is a picture of. Are you ready for this? Vladimir Putin. And here's a picture of Mr. Murphy's dog called Sybil. Look at that. She's smiling. I like that. More dogs. I've got loads of dog stories I've kept. Just do dog stories. Meanwhile, regulars at a pub in Staffordshire have barred Vladimir Putin. Yeah, they have. Sam Rice, the landlady who runs the Loaf and Cheese in Burton-upon-Trent, have said the war in Ukraine is all the customers have been talking about. But they said if he pops into the pub, he's barred. Get out of my pub, they said. So he better not go into the Loaf and Cheese in Burton-upon-Trent. I don't think he'd be welcome in any pub in the UK, or anywhere for that matter. Maybe in India. The Indians seem to like him at the moment, which is a bit odd, but there you go. So here's a sad story. This is the story of David Bennett from Hagerstown, Maryland. He was remarkable because he received a genetically altered pig heart transplant. Mr. Bennett, 57, he passed his health deteriorated in the last several days. Let's put a picture of him here. Here he is working with his physical therapist. There he is. But yeah, it was an experimental treatment, and unfortunately, the ex-convict, because he was a convict, he passed away because he got worse. But yeah, the family of the pig who donated the heart said they were upset too, but added, "You could say he finally had his bacon." What? Come on! This is the funnies. We don't. Oh man. Meanwhile, school news. Ramridge Primary School in Luton, Bedfordshire, managed to upset the parents. How so, Darren? How did they upset the parents? Well, they thought they'd make things for the year 6 children. They thought they'd up the game, make studying fun. So they thought what we'd do is we'd do a little, murder mystery, figure out who did it. And what they did is they set up, I shit you not, a child murder scene for the kids to investigate. Oh yeah, and they even included the police tape as well. I mean, talk about traumatise the kids. But yeah, they were... oh dear. The kids aged between 10 and 11 were meant to, look at the scene and figure out what had gone on. There was a crowbar and blood spatters, apparently. Oh dear. Who watches Dexter? Dexter would have cracked the time. Or Quincy. Who remembers Quincy? Ba ba da ba ba ba. I can see why. Look, normally I think schools are a little bit crazy, but I can see why the parents would be a little bit upset by this. Because come on, maybe for the bigger school students, I think that's more appropriate. But come on, come on. Meanwhile, architectural news. Colin Peake, he was looking for somewhere to stay. I guess I don't know how he came across this, but he found the Scarlet Hotel. It's been nominated for multiple awards over the years for its architectural ability, and it's won the Mitchell Moore's Builder of the Year award in 2009. But he was looking at it, and it's famous for being like an adults, not adults only, but no children, not adults like that, you filthy beasts. But then he looked at the architecture. He looked at it from the air. He looked at it on, I guess it was Google Maps, and he realised it looked like looks like a cock and balls. Look, it's it's giant cock and balls, man. It's giant cock and balls. It's on Dragon Road, if anyone's interested. Well spotted there, Mr. Peake. Well spotted. I do think you may have one thing on your mind. But there you go. Hotel looks like a cock and balls. I'll give you the best stories. And finally, do you want? I can do. What's the time? A couple of pigeon stories. Right. I've got 2 pigeon stories for you. First one is the story of Celso Rodriguez de Jesus, who has now been seen fit to plead trial after being held in a psychiatric unit. What did he do? Well, he beheaded a pigeon. He stabbed the bird repeatedly, cut off its head in front of shocked members of the public on Vauxhall Bridge Road in Pimlico on the 10th of December. He'd been previously receiving psychiatric treatment at Northwick Park Hospital in Harrow, but now, he's up before the beak. Pigeon, beak. But I've got another one. His defence lawyer is named Verity Fowler. Fowler? You could say foul play? No? Okay, you didn't like that one. But I've got this one for you. This is at, was it Chester Zoo? Right, Chester Zoo. just waiting for this to queue up. Residents and visitors to Chester Zoo in Cheshire saw something quite gruesome, and it was this. Let me just cue it up for you. It was a monkey. It caught a pigeon and was battering it to death. Look at that. He killed. Look at him. Was it a seagull? Sorry, it was a seagull. Oh, got me birds mixed up there. Yeah, he plucked the seagull out of the air, and just look at it. Look at it. It's like King Kong. They said it's like King Kong. It's the most horrific thing I think we've ever seen, and I'm going to leave you with that. Why not? Why not? I don't make the news. The seagull killing monkey makes the news, not me. Not me. I just report the news. I hold up a mirror to the world. Thanks for watching. Yesterday's video only got about 160 views, so I'm pushing it in the right direction, which is down. And yeah, hopefully we'll do this all again soon. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't checked out the old chat room. Not that there's anybody in there. Do you think there'll be anybody in there? Let's have a look. Oh, Pegasus is in. How's the groove been? Yeah, my feet are all right. Are you allowed to enjoy this? Asked Pear. No. We're not called that anymore because someone objected and said that I was doing it so that I didn't know it was me. Because if they knew it was me, if it had my name in the video, then they wouldn't have watched the video, which I thought was a bit mean, But people dislike me that much. I'm that hated by the YouTube population that they thought I was just trying to rebrand. I just thought maybe it might help, but no, people don't like what I do. I understand. And Pegasus says Detroit. Sorry, I knew it was one of those. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to go because that is the doorbell. Drink it up.